Lovely humans, I want to talk to you today about how negative self-image, body image, gets in the way of you having the relationship that you crave. I'm going to go through 3 different scenarios that I hear in my world and break them down for you and really give you a peek inside what we're doing inside of Boundless Bonita. So this is the 3-day documentary series where I'm showing you behind the scenes how to heal your how to heal your body image from a trauma-informed approach and really step in your power so you can be comfortable being seen, feel confident, dress for the way that you want, and ultimately have the sex that you desire, because let's be honest, that's what we want. If you're new to my world, hi, my name is Laura Patricia Martin. I am a trauma-informed relationship specialist, and more than any of that, I walked through all of this. So I had a whole bunch of body image issues because of rape, because of domestic violence, because of an eating disorder for 15 years, because of chronic illness. And so showing up in this body and feeling comfortable being seen, activating my voice, dressing confidently, speaking, being able to go live and run a business and speak on stages and date and ultimately have, mind-blowing sex, that was an entire journey, because through that process, I had to gain 40 pounds. I had to reestablish connection to my body through intimacy and calibrating the nervous system and understanding the body and all these kind of stuff, right? This is ultimately even what led to me even becoming a specialist in this, because I knew a part of me was disconnected. No matter how much I was studying, no matter how many rooms I was in, it was always this, I don't belong, or I'm doing something wrong. And so that's ultimately what led to Boundless Bonita. I looked at the timeline of what does it take to become an iconic woman, which you guys know, this is my 6-month container. This is my highest level of support. This is my one-on-one. This is the vision of life. What does it take to be an iconic woman? And I broke down the timepieces of brokenhearted trauma to stepping into that full force of your energy, which I know so many of us are craving. And in that step, body image, right? Ending the war against your body, tapping into the power that you have, feeling comfortable being seen, activating your voice, feeling confident. This is the thing that we wrap in our head, being some people have confidence, some people don't. I didn't. I had 0 confidence. I used to use so many drugs to feel numb enough to feel alive. Right? That's how I would get through my days. That's how I would get through my weekends, my nights. I don't even think I even had sober sex until I was in my mid-20s. Right? Never. It was all of this disempowered state of body. So a thing that I wanted to address today is how your relationship with your body, how the negative relationship you have with your body is getting in the way of creating a relationship that you crave. And so let me know if this lands for you. I always love to hear from you. This is an open chat whenever I'm feeling called to go in these things and to hang out with you in the comments and answer your questions and how this comes up. And if this lands with someone, share it with them. I will make sure to keep it on my feed, because I want it to not be this specialist and we pedestal someone. I want it to be this is real. I'm giving you my life experience along with science, and I'm giving you what I hear in my communities and what we navigate, and the truth about that. Sometimes I feel the disconnection between therapy and life and the application of it is some things just can't be textbook and some things need an honest truth. So 3 ways the negative body image are getting in the way of the relationship you crave. 1, the thing I hear the most. The thing I fucking hear the most. I'll start dating when I lose those 10 pounds. I hear this the most. Why? Because we think somehow, because we live in a society that glorifies tiny, tiny, tiny humans. And really the reality of this is, back in the days, the shape of a woman, the voluptuous woman, was admired, right? The way I came up with iconic is I've been studying iconic figures, right? Sophia, Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe, all of these different kind of people that are sexual icons. They're the seductrix icons, and there's these, and you can go even back further into tribal time periods. There's a really good book called Eating Under the Moonlight that references this. the hourglass figure of a woman, like the voluptuous, like we used to go to the shape of the moon, like the circle. But as time went on in society, we started to get linear and we started to become literally tiny men. And this is how we date too. Like we forget that we're not just hairless men and that we actually are these sensual creatures. And so when we're coming in and it's like, when I lose these 10 pounds, it's like, this is also going hand in hand with like, I need to have more healing until I'm ready to date, until I'm actually lovable. And that's just not true, right? You don't need to lose. And I talk about this a lot in Boundless Bonita in the first part of Living Sanctuary, because stop putting your life on hold for some external thing for it to be. Like, you are the size that you are the shape that you are. You're not worthy. And I get that this is hard because I had to gain 40 pounds to get my health back in order after the traumatic experiences that I went through. Like, I had to pause all of my exercise. I had to lessen my workload because I had a whole bunch of adrenal fatigue and I lost my period for 5 years. It took me 6.5 to get it back. I had all these like crazy skin rashes that were happening and doctors couldn't figure it out. Like, there was a whole bunch going on. You can't pause life because of that. Yeah, sure, you can take a space for your healing if that's what you desire, but to think that you're not worthy of love simply because you hold extra weight, that's gypping yourself. And so doing that inner regulation work, who told you you're not worthy because of the size of your body? Who told you that? What makes you unsafe? And what has that belief within your nervous system that you can start to dismantle and look at? And again, we're doing that inside of Boundless Bonita because it's one of those things where, one, there is a certain type of man that will be bothered by that. I'm not gonna lie. There are people that want just this like tiny little fit little human, and that's totally fine. Is that the type of person that you're calling in? Because I sit at tables with high value men where that isn't necessarily the conversation at all, right? The conversation is this like embodied woman. The confidence comes from her being embodied by her work, from her being in her confidence. That's where confidence comes from. It's not, this external thing that, yes, in my world, I play with it. I love my style. I teach you how to do this in module 3 of Boundless Bonita, but that's not the whole thing, right? And so when you're looking at that being like, I have to lose these 10 pounds, it's like, what type of man are you calling in? What type of partnership are you calling in that they would actually care about that? And doing the work around that, if that matters, like if you're one of these like fit couple, whatever goals, like own that, let that be the fucking thing. And that could be your mission and that could be your goal, and that's totally cool. But if it's one of these things where you're actually looking at it where it's an egoic block to protect you from actually falling on your heart and cultivating intimacy and having the love that you desire, look at that, right? And then the second one that I see is that, we're worried about how you look during sex, and therefore sex is performative, or, you're not even desiring sex. Like, you might not have a sex drive, or it's like rushed and you're like, I just kind of want to get it over with. Like, I know it's something that we have to do, but I just want to get it over with and I'm done. Like, that's not sex. I mean, you're having sex, sure, but that's not intimacy. That's not connection. That's not relationships. That's not, this deep orgasmic pleasure. And, the more you love your body, the more you love your body as it is, the bigger and better orgasms you're going to have in your life. Let me freaking tell you that, because the way you do that is your body and your central nervous system has accelerators and brakes, right? And so accelerators are, you're tapped into your senses, you're in your body, you feel good. Like, the type of intimacy that I'm talking about, and this could be, I'll talk about sex, but I'll talk about dating as well. In sex, it's like, you can't actually climax. Like, maybe you can, I don't know, but like the actual mind-blowing, I forget where I'm at, I don't know what planet I'm on, like full body, in your body moments, which is true intimacy and passion in a relationship. You're not thinking at all. You're not thinking about the laundry. You're not thinking about your to-do list. You're not thinking about what's coming next. You're not thinking about what's happening before. And you're definitely not thinking about what the shape of your body is. So when you can start to do the work to dismantle that, you can have this like holy pickles, earth-shattering knees on the floor, like your body is so alive, you are having the best sex of your life. That's what I honestly truly believe. The world would be a better place if that's how it is. But that doesn't come from, oh, I get it, like it's totally real and alive that we're worried about how our body looks during sex and like we want the lights off, or we're worried about the angles. But like, one, sex is just like weird. It's not how it is in porn. We forget how in porn and movies, like there are hundreds of people around them telling them what to do and what positions to be in. Like, sex is just this thing you got to get comfortable with. But the other side of it is like your nervous system, your central nervous system has accelerators and has brakes. And if and it's all, oftentimes we get trapped in this conversation around like, oh, I want to get turned on more, so let me play music, let me light candles, let me, I don't know, watch porn before this, let me do more things. And then you're wondering why, oh my gosh, why am I not turned on by this? I should be turned on by this. And like, we're starting to be like shameful and self-deprecating and like guilty and whatever feelings come up, which I get you, they're so real. But it's not about finding more accelerators. It's actually getting your foot off the brake, right? So when we're having problems with our intimacy and we're feeling like, oh, I'm not turned on, or my sex isn't that good, or, I can't stop thinking about the way that I look. If we think about a car, right? And we think about if you're in your car and you're pressing on the if you're pressing on the brake, it doesn't matter how hard you hit that gas. It doesn't matter. So what we're working on in Boundless Bonita and in Iconic and in any of my programs, it's how do we regulate the nervous system in certain situations, pending whatever. For Boundless Bonita, it's about body image, especially in relation to your relationships and sex. How do we get your foot off the brake so that when you hit the accelerated, the car actually moves, right? So that you can actually get turned on by life, so you can actually feel pleasure, so you can actually feel confident. Right? And so that's what we're doing inside of this, and we can take it a step further. But look at your life right now. Like, where are you trying to hit the gas even harder, but you're forgetting to take your foot off the brake? This changed everything for me, honestly, because I thought for the longest time that I was asexual. Like, I remember partners of mine being like, do you just not have a sex drive? And I was like, no, I don't. I had none. I thought I was asexual and I would just do it because I thought that's what you do in relationships. And now it's like being in this partnership, and I have plenty of my clients as well where it's like they're in their 50s, they're in their 60s. I've had a woman that was 72 years old where it's like they've never been more turned on in their life, right? And that's what I want people to get to, because it's not about age. Like, oh, this just happens with age, you get turned off. Like, my clients, myself included, it's like we're fucking teenagers. Like, my partner, even the other day, like, I was joking because I was so stressed, and obviously my brakes were on and these things were happening. I was like, I just haven't been turned on, and da-da-da, and he was giggling, and he was like, I literally have never not seen you turned on. That's hilarious. And it's one of those things like, oh, the brakes were on. And like, that's ultimately what I want to get people to, you included, to step away from this, oh, my body's not in the right shape, and I can't stop thinking about, what he's looking at when he's looking at me naked. That's the break. Or, I want the lights off. That's the break. Or what if he can't hold me? That's the break. What if I'm squishing him? That's the break. What if, break. And yet we're spending so much time, like, let me get more lube. Let me put music on. Let me do this. Let me relax. Let me get a massage. Let me do these things. And it's like you're just trying to put accelerators when you're forgetting to take your foot off the brake. Right? And then the last one that I see when it comes to negative body image getting in the way of creating the confidence that you desire is that it's toxic validation, right? Like, how many of you have said you look fat in whatever that you're wearing so that your partner will validate that you're cute and you will get reassurance that you look thin that day? Break. I've done it. Like, I'm guilty of that too. Like, when I'm feeling like shit, can you validate my existence and these kind of things? But then we're outsourcing our power. We're going and we're trying to co-regulate with our partner when we need to regulate ourselves. We need to feel good in our own body. And plus, what that does is it comes off as this needy energy that doesn't make your man want you. Let me just be honest with you right then and there. Coming off and being like, I look fat. Look at these stretch marks. Look at, my boobs are just like loose, and like my armpits are doing these weird things, and I have acne on like different parts of my face, and I smell. Like, your partner's like, ooh, I all of a sudden have plans tonight, and then we're wondering why this flavor isn't turned on in our life. And It's not accentuating this like magnetism that we desire and this passion and this lust from our partner because they're matched. So how your body works is you're elevated. And like, think back like this, right? Think back to the beginning of your relationship. If you've been in a relationship for a while, or you've been in this like 3-month kind of dating, I date someone for 3 months and then it ends. Here's what's happening. Your oxytocin ran out and now it's not boosting their testosterone and that lust is gone. This is the honeymoon phase, but the honeymoon phase does not actually have to end. It doesn't. If you can get and wrap your mind around how delicious your body is, even when you have extra weight, even when you're pregnant, even when you smell and there's sounds that are happening in your body and they're doing weird things, like, your confidence comes from knowing that you're good. You're allowed to have off days, of course, right? Like, we all do. We all feel, today I was like, I'm a little bit bloated. We've been eating some extra. Let's go, but it's like, I'm going to dress in the way that I want. I'm going to show up live anyways. I'm going to do my shit because this is my power. I'm going to turn myself on, right? Because I'm taking my foot off the brake and I'm putting my foot on the accelerator and I'm acting in that way. That's what you can do. And so when we're sitting in this way of needy energy, our oxytocin levels go down, testosterone goes down, and now we have a roommate and a best friend and not our passionate lover that we desire, because we keep picking at our body, we keep nitpicking it, we keep, like, it gets exhausting. It gets exhausting. That's not something that keeps you present in the moment with your partner, which is what creates connection, right? Like, how many of you have been on a date and you're just thinking about the way that you look? Or does he think you're hot? Is he looking at your rolls? Oh my God. Is he looking at my arms? Oh my gosh. He was like staring at me. What is he staring at? What are you looking at? All these are the trauma, the protection, the unresolved body image issues that are getting in the way of you actually cultivating intimacy with the person that's in front of you, which is the thing that we are missing in this modern dating world. We're missing the deep connection, the truth, the love, the I see you. Do you see me? I can see you and therefore you see me because I'm letting myself be seen by you. And it's doing that type of inner work that gets you the relationship you want. It's not just swiping. It's not just, checking boxes and scanning for red flags and doing this fucking shit that is part of modern dating that I do not subscribe to, which I do not teach in my programs. I teach you how to be a classy, elegant, bougie bitch that is open for all the invitations in the world, because her baseline is being a living sanctuary and she knows the different parts of herself, like her CEO, bougie, savage self, and her sacred slut. Like, these are the topics that we cover inside of Boundless Bonita. If you've never been in any of my programs before, Boundless Bonita is a perfect place to start. It's only $333. And it's me explaining these kind of human traits, right? So our bottom is our living sanctuary. It's your regulated nervous system, because you can be a savage and a CEO and bougie as fuck, and you can be in a pedestaled place that's going to leave you in a very lonely spot. And I see this a lot in modern dating. It's like hyper masculine. I've built this business. I've done this thing. Prove yourself. And we built these online personas that we don't really actually know how to soften on the back end with our men. And that's why the living sanctuary is so important on the bottom. And same with the sacred slut. Performative, demonized. We either shut that part of our sides of ourselves down entirely because of things we've been through. We've been shamed. There's societal things, there's religious things, there's family things. We shut that side down. Or it's so performative and showy that it's too much. Right? And so we don't have a good relationship with this turn on. But at the end of the day, when we have a sacred slut, when we have a healthy relationship to our sexuality and our lust and our passion, that's how we activate that testosterone. That's how we get a man that chases us and wants to serve us and provide for us. And never open your car door, baby. I got it. Don't ever touch a door. I've got this. Don't ever take out your wallet. I'm paying for this. That type of man that leads you, because he is so in his masculine, because you are so in your turn on and your feminine and your goddess and your queen, all these terms, whatever lands with you, All of these things are what turn him on, right? So if you're worried and self-conscious about your body and you're not confident in who you are and what you bring to this world and your artist expression, like, it's going to be different from how my artist expression is, but my mission in this world is to teach you how to be the most authentic version of you and to be loved for that. Not the persona that you've built up on the internet, not the pieces that you've built up to get and scale your way to the top of your career. You at your whole. And invite true, authentic love from there. Something that's fucking iconic. Something that is real and alive and true. And so that's what we're doing inside of Boundless Bonita when it comes to your body image. If you're feeling these negative thought patterns come in, if you're feeling like, I am so ready to be free, I want to order my coffee in the way that I want it, I am ready to have mind-blowing sex, I am ready to make memories in the making, I'm ready to not worry about foods and how things are because I just know what my body needs because I'm so connected to it. I'm ready to learn how to dress for the body that I have because this is the one that I have and I'm ready to be seen in it. I'm ready to activate my voice and talk and say what I want and mean what I say and find someone that just accepts that fully because I know me and I get to gift that to the world and the way that I want to do it and invite love in and forget that the war against your body was even part of the story. That's what this is. It's removing the fact that we trip up that our body image is somehow our self-image. It's not. And the way that I teach this is so unique because it's not just something I studied at school. I went through the depths of it for a fucking reason. There is no way in hell God put me through the shit that I went through for no reason. And I took notes. I have so many journals of all of it, of all of my feelings, all of the things, and I want to show you how I got here from there. I want to show you the tools, the science, I think it's really important to take a trauma-informed approach to this. I think it's really important to how this relates to our relationships, especially if that's the goal for 2023. I want to show you the raw behind the scenes, which is why I'm taking you behind the scenes. I'm taking you into my life. The practices, the tools, the way that I think, the way things are, what happens when stuff comes up. I'm going to have my best friend interview me so you get the actual raw truth, and I'm going to give you my tools so you can have the transformation that I've had, but at faster rates. Because when we go all in and we fall on our heart and we do the inner work of like, who am I really? Without the protection, without the belief systems that are keeping me trapped with, how do I learn to walk along the fear? How do I navigate this and, move out of this healing phase so that I can actually call in love? Like, who am I really? And how do I want to share that with the world? Does it get to be iconic? And so, Boundless Bonita, first module drops on January 22nd. They are pre-recorded modules. So 22nd, 23rd, 24th, there will be a Voxer office hour for the group. I will open up Voxer for 1 hour from the 22nd to the 25th. So I give you an extra day to watch the module. So you can watch the module anytime you want throughout the day. Cut out an hour, go for a walk, do your thing, whatever, watch it. And then you have Voxer anytime to drop into. I will be having 1 hour a day where I'm going to be in there answering your questions. So you get that live support, but there's no tailor to a schedule because I know we're already doing so much, whether it's in our businesses or with our kids or our things. So you have that support for 4 days, right? 1 hour, so 4 hours. You're getting me 4. Plus you have lifetime access to these modules. You can go back, you can revisit them. There's no worry, right? But the rush on it, the reason you want to get in is, yes, you can buy this after, but like, you're not going to have the Voxer support. You're not going to have me to ask your questions, to coach you every day for an hour, which if you wanted to get on that, that's usually $700 plus to $2,000 for 4 days, 5 days. Yeah, that's $700. And so right now, this is just a seal, it's $333. Whoa, And so come in, join, hang out, share this with a friend that is navigating this, and you're like, I want to love you, and I don't really know how. Here's someone that does. Here's an expert in that field, and here's someone who also walked it. I want to walk with you on that. I want this year to be that year that you forget about your body, but you forget about the war, and you make it home. Like, Who would you be if the war against your body wasn't even part of the story? Who would you be if you felt safe? You know, who would you be if you were actually fully there with the people that you love? Not fidgety, not worrying, not over talking, not overcompensating, not like over masculinity, hustle, whatever thing. Like, you were there and you saw them, which means in return I get to see you. How would that feel? Right? This is the starting point. If you've ever been curious about my world, this is a perfect place to start. You can also do Backstage Pass, which is our year-long masterclass membership for like a ridiculous deal. I think it's $111 a month. Like, it's bananas. Or you can pay in full, which is cheaper. And then I have Iconic, which is my 6-month container. You get high level support. You get 2 calls with me a month. You get access to the entire product suite. You get Voxer support, all the things. And there's only a few spaces available for that. That's application only. Prices are increasing soon, so keep an eye out for that. But if you want to get in there, you will get access to Boundless Bonita, plus all the other products that we have, plus high-level support from me if you're looking to call in love, you're looking to relax, you're looking to awaken your savage in the midst of relaxing, like the balancing of your nervous system on this growth portal that you're on, like finding more joy and love and walking in duality in your life with such light. So I love you. Share this with someone, and I'll see you in the next one.